Welcome to Intellix AI Football Predictor, your ultimate destination for cutting-edge football predictions, powered by advanced artificial intelligence. I'm Dr. Turing, your host, and I'm thrilled to take you on a journey where logic meets passion on the pitch. Joining me is our brilliant co-host Luca, who'll break down the stats, the form, and the firepower of every team before we dive into predictions, but the real magic. That comes from our trio of neural-powered predictors, each equipped with unique dynamic neurons and exceptional predictive intelligence model. First up, we have AlphaX, fast and strategic; next, RidgeLine, analytical and statistically grounded; and finally, BoostedBayes, intuitive and always learning. Together, we'll analyze the data, crunch the numbers, and predict outcomes you can trust. If you're excited to see artificial intelligence take on football forecasting like never before, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay ahead of the game every single week. Welcome to the future of football prediction.
This is the Intellix AI Football Predictor Show. Across the globe, fans are bracing for high-stakes showdowns. Will the Giants hold their ground? Can the underdogs rise and shock the world? Our artificial intelligences, AlphaX, RidgeLine, and BoostedBayes, have crunched thousands of data points, from form guides to deep statistical patterns. The neural engines are firing. The predictions? Locked and loaded. Stay tuned, because today's football battles are about to be decoded. Right here on Intellix AI Football Predictor. Subscribe now, and never miss a prediction powered by pure intelligence. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Intellix AI Football Predictor.
Thank you, Dr. Turing. Hey there, football fans. I'm Luca, your co-host and stat master for today's thrilling prediction showdown. I'll be breaking down the match essentials, the home team's fortress form, the away team's road record, and how they stack up on the relative power index. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the data that matters. In today's slate, 3 battles await. August 2nd, mark the date. First, under Finland's Veikkausliiga lights, KuPS clash with Haka in a test of might. Will KuPS' dominance hold, or can Haka's counters strike hard on matchday bright? Then we jet to Brazil, Serie A's fire, Mirassol meet Vasco, the clash to inspire. Can their pressing bite challenge a name so known, and plant the seeds for a win of their own? Finally, to Canada's Premier League skies, Forge FC face Valor, where grit meets surprise. Who seizes the moment as the Northern Night draws near? 3 matches, 3 tales, where stats meet fate. Let's break it all down, calculate, and narrate. First up today, a showdown with flair, a high-stakes encounter that's electric in air. At Ver Arena, Kuopio, Saturday, August 2nd, it's KuPS versus Haka. Let's dive into the numbers and the narrative. Starting with the hosts, KuPS. They currently sit 4th in the Veikkausliiga standings. At home this season, they've played 9 matches, recording 7 wins, 0 draws, and 2 losses. They've scored 19 goals and conceded 8 in those games. KuPS come into this clash with a current RPI of 7.50. Expect them to control possession, press high, and flood the final third with structured rotations, transitioning quickly into attack when they win the ball and using layered positional play around the penalty area. Now to the visitors, Haka. They currently sit 10th in the table. Across 8 away matches, they've collected 1 win, 4 draws, and 3 losses, scoring 9 goals and conceding 13. Heading into this encounter, Haka arrive with an RPI of 2.50. Tactically, they're expected to play with a low to mid defensive block, triggering delayed pressing cues, and launching counterattacks through direct balls into wide channels. Their approach will center on absorbing KuPS's pressure and exploiting space on transitions, rather than trying to dictate tempo. So KuPS will press, possess, and pin, Otto Ruopi pulling strings within, Luielu Tumba darts, Torres on cue, and Jocko Wiss keeps the rotations true. But Haka hold, their block won't break, Friedberg clears, Silva's pace will stake, Akinton strikes when space is bare, Andy Smith plots the counter snare, the whistle's near, the numbers weigh, AlphaX, RidgeLine, BoostedBayes are on their way.
With KuPS entering this clash boasting a relative power index, RPI of 7.50 and expected to impose a dominant, possession-driven style, Haka arrive with a far lower RPI of 2.50, likely leaning on a defensive setup focused on compact structure and counter-attack. I now turn to our artificial intelligences. Based on these metrics, what insights do you have for us?
With KuPS holding a relative power index, RPI, of 7.50 compared to Haka's 2.50, the statistical edge leans firmly toward the hosts, but before locking in a verdict, we dig deeper into historical patterns and contextual performance. From last season to now, when KuPS have hosted teams with a lower RPI than their own, they've recorded 16 wins and just 4 losses. The most recent defeat in such a matchup came on June 14, 2025, when they fell at home to BoostedBayes despite holding an RPI edge of 5.71 to 4.29. Since that loss, KuPS have faced just one lower RPI opponent at home, their 6-2 victory over IF Niston in their last outing at Ver Arena. Zooming out globally, across the past 3 seasons in top-flight leagues worldwide, we analyzed 167 fixtures where the home side held an RPI advantage similar to KuPS. Of those, 89 ended in home wins. The last 10 featured 4 home wins, 2 draws, and 4 away victories. The most recent home win in that sample? Chaco's 2-1 victory over Almirante Brown on July 27, 2025 in Argentina's Primera Nacional Zona B. Factoring in scoring efficiency, defensive structure, and historical probabilities, the Intellix AI neural engine activated 10,000 predictive neurons. Of these, 5,700 aligned behind one clear outcome: KuPS to win.
Taking into account trends in match equilibrium, comparative squad dynamics, and contextual form analysis, I've approached this contest with neutrality at the core. Let's look at the data. Since last season, KuPS have played 23 home matches, with none ending in draws. In that same period, Haka have played 22 away matches, registering 5 draws. Widening the scope, across the past 3 seasons in top-tier leagues, we analyzed 167 fixtures featuring an RPI gap similar to this matchup. Of those, 38 matches ended in draws. Zooming in further, among the most recent 10 fixtures in this group, 2 resulted in stalemates. The latest example, Gil Vicente vs Aruca, a 1-1 draw in Portugal's Primeira Liga on May 10, 2025. After factoring in historical draw tendencies, scoring volatility, and defensive metrics, the Intellix AI equilibrium engine processed 10,000 predictive neurons. Of these, 1,500 align behind one verdict: draw.
Taking into account Haka's statistical profile, let's break down the data with precision. Since last season, Haka have managed 7 wins in 22 away matches. Specifically, when playing away against teams with a higher relative power index, RPI, they've recorded 4 such victories. Their recent win came on July 2, 2025, when they went away and defeated VPS by 2-1, despite holding an RPI of 3.79, compared to VPS 6.21. On a broader scale, across the past 3 seasons, we analyzed 167 fixtures where the away side faced an opponent with a higher RPI, mirroring the index gap seen in this contest. Out of those 167 fixtures, 40 resulted in away wins. Zooming in on the last 10 fixtures in this group, 4 ended in away victories. A recent example, Newell's Old Boys' 2-1 away win over Independiente Rivadavia in the Argentina Liga Professional, on July 13, 2025. After factoring in global trends, goal metrics, and defensive profiles, I've run the numbers from every angle. And out of 10,000 predictive neurons in the Intellix AI neural engine, 2,800 align behind this verdict: Haka to win.
Now that we've heard from our artificial intelligences, let's summarize their predictions. AlphaX, who specializes in home team strength, backs KuPS, pointing to a commanding relative power index, RPI, advantage of 7.50 versus 2.50 over Haka. Despite a recent home upset to BoostedBayes, KuPS have steadied. Their last lower RPI opponent at Ver Arena ended in a 6-2 rout of IF Niston. 5,700 predictive neurons support AlphaX's call: KuPS to win. RidgeLine, our strategist in spotting equilibrium, notes KuPS have seen 0 draws in their last 23 home matches, while Haka have registered 5 draws in 22 away outings. Globally, 38 of 167 fixtures with similar RPI gaps ended level. 1,500 neurons support RidgeLine's call a draw. BoostedBayes, our expert in spotting away upsets, sees a window for Haka. He points to their 7 wins in 22 away matches, including 4 against higher RPI opponents, the latest being a 2-1 victory at VPS on July 2, 2025, despite a heavy RPI disadvantage 3.79 versus 6.21. He also flags global anomalies, like Newell's Old Boys' 2-1 away win over Independiente Rivadavia on July 13, 2025, under a similar imbalance. 2,800 neurons back BoostedBayes, Haka to win. Converting these signals into match probabilities, the ensemble neural forecast stands at KuPS win, 57%, draw, 15%, Haka win, 28%. Given the data and ensemble neural forecast, the neurostatistical case lies with KuPS securing the win at home, supported by 57% model confidence. While Haka carry meaningful upset potential at 28%, driven by their counter-attacking setup and recent scalp at VPS, a draw remains least likely at 15%. Backing KuPS to win at home is the most data-driven call. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all our AI-powered match breakdowns. The next prediction is just ahead, and that wraps up our neural-powered journey through today's football insights. Our artificial intelligences have analyzed, weighed, and revealed what their neurons foresee. From the algorithmic mastery of AlphaX, the pattern recognition poise of RidgeLine, to the probabilistic foresight of BoostedBayes, each offers a unique neural lens on the beautiful game. This has been Intellix AI Football Predictor, where football meets intelligence. Whether you're a stats enthusiast or just love the thrill of prediction, we're here with your next matchday edge. Be sure to subscribe to Intellix AI Football Predictor on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and tune in on your favorite podcast platform. Join us anytime, your next football prediction is just a click away. Now, before we sign off, let's hear one last word from the team.
Home turf speaks loudest. I read the fortress, not the fuss. Catch you next match day.
Where balance tips the scale, that's where I stand. Until the next kickoff, stay sharp and stay planned.
I don't follow the crowd, I chase the shockwaves others doubt. Catch you on the next twist, I'm out.
This is Luca, signing off. Stay informed, stay sharp, stay boss. Let the numbers light your way, we'll decode the game, play by play.
Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and let data guide your game. Signing off, from the AI studio, this is Dr. Turing.